Coming up on 9 News Mornings, a shocking road rage incident in the middle of I-70 has a lot of people talking, and there will be even more to talk about once you hear how investigators used digital trail to find the men involved.
Yesterday we know was hot. Today will be even hotter. And as the temperatures increase, so will fire danger. The National Weather Service warning of critical fire weather conditions in both the mountains and the foothills. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Drew Carney.
And I'm Corey Rose here with Katie LaSalle. Katie, we're talking upper 90s today. It is going to be so hot.
Yesterday it was low 90s, so even hotter than yesterday, as you mentioned. Fire danger, the biggest concern in the mountains, but we'll be okay. Find some AC.
AC kind of day.
Yes, especially right around 3 to 5 o'clock is where we'll hit those highs. But I want to take you outside this morning. You guys, it is extremely warm. 81 degrees already in our backyard. Mostly sunny skies, staying dry and breezy for today. The highest heat that we have seen thus far this year expected, and right now we're in the low 70s out of the airport to Colorado Springs and Fort Collins. 40s and 50s in the mountains. Today, 96, the expected high. The record is 100 set back in 2021, so not quite at record territory. But for tomorrow, we will gradually see those temperatures not quite as hot in the upper 80s for both Thursday and Friday, staying dry. Our forecast, though, a quick warm up. We're expecting to see low to mid 80s by 12 o'clock, upper 90s by 5, and then in the mountains as well, 80s extending from Steamboat to Vail, triple digit heat in Grand Junction, southeastern Colorado as well, where a heat advisory is in place. We've already seen extremely high winds in the mountains, especially over Loveland, Bertha Passes, and then up over northeastern Colorado as well, from Sterling to Akron, around 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Red flag warning, this starts at 12 o'clock. Humidity levels dropping through the course of the afternoon and wind gusts over 50 miles per hour possible. Please practice caution, particularly over the western half of the state, the mountains and foothills under that red flag warning until 8 p.m. Breezy for today, Brianna, not quite as windy tomorrow, and we will cool back to the 80s as we get through the weekend as well.
Thank you so much. 6:01 is your time right now. Taking a live look from 225 at Colfax Avenue. It was quiet earlier this morning. Traffic volume has slowly started to pick up, but no crashes to report up and down 225. So if you're heading northbound to I-70 or southbound to I-25, all you're going to see is that stop and go traffic. I do want to talk about one crash that's happening out in the Boulder area. So zooming into that area, this is happening along Highway 119 at J Road. So closer to the Boulder area, but if you are taking Highway 119 heading up to the Longmont area, you are going to see that crash and crews there on scene. So please keep that in mind. 225, where I just showed you that CDOT camera, you can see where we're starting to see that stop and go traffic right near Alameda and 6th Avenue. So if you're heading northbound, you're going to come across those delays. But southbound 225 heading to I-25 this morning, only about 10 minutes.
Brianna, in our news headlines this half hour, 2 drivers face charges after they stopped traffic on I-70 for a road rage-induced fight, and it was all caught on camera. But it's how officers track them down that really shows how police technology is changing. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joining us live right now from Wheat Ridge. So Courtney, investigators used license plate readers and a drone to find these 2.
Yes, that's right, Drew. Really interesting technology that they're using. That fight between those 2 drivers happened right in the middle of I-70 last week on Wednesday. Take a look at the video here. So you can see they're both stopped there in the middle of the highway, forcing some drivers to slam on their brakes. Wheat Ridge police says one of the drivers grabbed a tire iron from his trunk during that fight. Once investigators were able to figure out a plate number, they entered it into Colorado's network of automated license plate reading cameras. Individual cities and private entities have them installed. Within minutes, they located the suspect's vehicle near the mall in Lakewood. That's when officers launched a drone stationed on the roof of the shopping center. So this is all part of a growing drone as first responder program being implemented by police departments across the state. So the drone found the vehicle parked outside of a super Target.
Every second and minute that goes by after an incident, that person could be in several different places. Knowing that this vehicle crossed this exact point at this time allows us to hone in.
Officers located one of the suspects inside the mall's food court, and the other person involved in that fight called police himself. Both of those drivers were issued summons for disorderly conduct. Live in Wheat Ridge, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
That video is so wild. Courtney, thank you. More than a week after a woman kidnapped a young girl, we're hearing how the community helped find the suspect. Mariah Martinez faces kidnapping and child abuse charges. New court documents show how a kidnapped 3-year-old girl was found in Greeley. Neighbors say Martinez was going door to door in a neighborhood that's about a 20-minute walk from where she's accused of taking the child. Neighbors offered to help the pair find a bed and food, thinking they were family, that they were together. Their calls to police ultimately helped investigators locate that missing girl. We spoke to one of those neighbors.
We were just trying to find her a place for the night, and then she knocked on another door, and they were concerned, so they also called the police. My biggest takeaway was that we were all just trying to help a woman in need, and a kiddo in need, without even knowing that it was a bigger thing than it was.
Very scary situation there. The affidavit says Martinez was in withdrawal from drugs. The suspect told police she had not used fentanyl in 4 days.
A man faces charges in connection to bomb threats made at Boulder's main library. The city had to close and evacuate the library yesterday afternoon as they investigated a suspicious package. The bomb squad later confirmed it wasn't an actual threat, but police did make an arrest. They didn't provide us with any details. We do know the library is going to reopen later this morning.
The state Supreme Court ordered Children's Hospital Colorado to resume gender-affirming care for minors, but their medical records now say they won't do it. Patients received a letter from the medical staff on Monday saying they were, quote, each individually forced to make a very difficult decision. The providers said they feared federal action could prevent them from caring for any patients in the future. According to Children's, healthcare workers came to that decision after speaking to their own attorneys. The attorney representing the patients who lost gender-affirming care calls this latest development shameful.
These are children's lives at stake. The hospital needs to stop playing games. These are the board of directors and administrators who think that it's just legal maneuvering, and it's really absolutely appalling.
Children's Hospital Colorado says they do not employ the medical providers that offered this care. They work for the CU Anschutz School of Medicine. In a statement yesterday, the hospital said in part that this is a complex situation with no easy answers, and they recognize how difficult and frustrating this has been for patients and families.
Unaffiliated voters are the least likely to cast a ballot in this month's primary election, but a nonpartisan group is working to change that. Colorado Informed is targeting roughly 6,000 unaffiliated voters across 2 state house districts near Longmont and Colorado Springs with a direct mail campaign. The effort focuses on voters who have a record of casting ballots in general elections, but not in primaries. Unaffiliated voters make up the largest registered voter group in the state, but only 17% participate in primary elections.
The majority of folks are unaffiliated, and full disclosure, I'm an unaffiliated voter. I want my politicians to have my interests at heart, and to do that I have to show up and show them that I care about my voice being heard in the primary.
There are a lot of theories about why unaffiliated voters don't vote as often, one of them being that they simply don't realize they're allowed to vote in the primaries.
A new round of laws will take effect in Colorado on July 1st. Some were passed in the 2026 legislative session, while others were from 2025, with parts taking effect now. Some of those include prohibiting 3D printing of firearms. Civil actions can be taken for conversion therapy survivors, expanding their rights. Changes to the Affordable Home Ownership Program, as well as changes to marijuana rules for the state. For a more detailed list and explanations, head to 9news.com.
With fire restrictions and bans in place, you may need to plan out where to watch some fireworks this 4th of July. There's going to be plenty of displays planned throughout the state to choose from the Greeley Stampede to a show in Trinidad. You'll also find them at Estes Park, Fairplay, Aurora, and Brighton. Fireworks shows will be at Coors Field for the Colorado Rockies' 2 big shows on the 3rd and the 4th, as well as the Colorado National Speedway. Some communities will have drone shows instead, others laser shows, all to celebrate America's 250th birthday. For a full list of where to find fireworks shows or to find this map that we're showing you here on the screen, just head over to our website, 9news.com.
It is 6:08 and 81 degrees in downtown Denver. 70s for the majority of the metro area, and your weather headlines. We are bracing for the hottest day of the week, the season, the year. Mid to upper 90s expected. Fire danger, a big concern over western Colorado, the mountains, the foothills in particular. Staying warm and dry, just not as hot. I'll take you through the 7-day forecast after the break. Brianna.
Katie, thank you so much. 6:08 is your time, and it looks like we have either a minor crash happening or some debris on the roadway. This is happening along westbound to I-70 near Wadsworth. This is not the only car sitting on the side of the road. We actually have multiple cars just ahead of this, what we're seeing right now on your screen. So it's still unclear exactly what we're seeing. So it's either a crash or some disabled vehicle or some debris on the roadway, but there's something going on because it's slowing down traffic along I-70 and Wadsworth. Again, this is happening if you're heading westbound.